What's up, man? It's Humble Stunner. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry for that pose, you feel me? I had to mock my boy, my guy, my black president, Barack, you feel me? Let's get into another video. Hopefully you guys like the last one, my first reaction to the first presidential debate. We're gonna get into the vice presidential debate. Very important also. Should watch the hour and a half long video also. Vice presidents are very important. They're like strong leaders behind the president. It's almost like a backup, you could say. Definitely. They're good at like communicating to the president about certain issues. Like directing the president where his focus should be. It's between Mike Pence, which is Donald Trump's vice president at the time, at this moment, and Joe Biden has Kamala Harris. She's a senator. She was a senator for California for some years, I believe. Yeah. So we're about to get into this real smooth.
Well, the American people have witnessed what is the greatest failure of any presidential administration in the history of our country. On January 28th.
Why does it do I look like that? Oh, you're a little fried. All right, let's go.
The vice president and the president were informed about the nature of this pandemic. They knew what was happening, and they didn't tell you. Can you imagine if you knew on January 28th?
Do you see his eye?
To March 13th, what they knew, what you might have done to prepare?
China is to blame for the coronavirus. And President Trump is not happy about it. He's made that very clear, made it clear again today. Quite frankly, when I look at their plan that talks about advancing testing, creating new PPE, developing a vaccine, it looks a little bit like plagiarism.
If the Trump administration approves a vaccine before or after the election, should Americans take it, and would you take it?
If the doctors tell us that we should take it, I'll be the first in line to take it. Absolutely. But if Donald Trump tells us that we should take it, I'm not taking it.
She good. But the whole vaccine thing is, the rumor was they trying to test it on minorities first, which is kind of weird. I ain't gonna hold you, feel me? Like she said though, if Donald Trump tells me to take some vaccine, I'm not taking it. But feel me? Either way, you get a little sketchy about vaccines anyway, unless you're older. You feel me? That's your life, feel me?
Senator, please stop undermining confidence in a vaccine.
The truth and the fact is, Joe Biden has been very clear. He will not raise taxes on anybody who makes less than $400,000 a year.
He said he's going to repeal the Trump tax cut.
That's what, as soon as that came out, after the first presidential debate about the taxes being raised, everybody that wasn't making $400,000 a year was like, oh, I'm voting for Trump. Like, what are you talking about? You don't make $400,000, bro. Or ma'am, you don't make $400,000, ma'am. Like, come on now. It has nothing to do with you. You're fine. And the plan was to take, I think it was like 40% or how much, whatever state taxes those people that make over $400,000 was to be put in the plan to repair different communities or thrown in different needed, how you say it, needed areas basically. in the world, well, in the United States, to help minorities or roads, schools, or even funding for people that's been going through a drought and the pandemic, the coronavirus. So that's basically what that was. I don't think you guys should be startled on the taxes if you don't make over $400,000.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. I'm speaking. The west coast of our country is burning, including my home state of California. I served, when I first got to the Senate, on the committee that's responsible for the environment. Do you know this administration took the word science off the website and then took the phrase climate change off the website?
We don't need a massive $2 trillion Green New Deal that would impose all new mandates on American businesses and American families.
Let me also say,
the American people deserve, Susan, the American people deserve to know.
Vice President Pence, I did not.
Do you see why Donald Trump has him as his vice president? They do the same thing, interrupting the other candidate. Like, why? The dude's just too old to be doing this, to be honest.
Susan,
I did not create the rules for tonight.
Joe Biden,
Your campaigns agreed to the rules for tonight's debate with the Commission on Presidential Debates. I'm here to enforce them.
We are talking about an election in 27 days, where last week the President of the United States took a
Excuse me, you got a fly in your head.
70 million Americans and refused to condemn white
supremacists.
Not true.
He's staying.
And
Not true.
it wasn't like he didn't have a chance. He didn't do it, and then he doubled down.
This presumption that you hear consistently from Joe Biden and Kamala Harris that America is systemically racist, and that, as Joe Biden said, that he believes that law enforcement has an implicit bias against.
Why is he frowned up like he's been through certain situations where he's been judged and been harassed? Like, why is he making that face like he knows what it is to be a minority? Like, that's straight privilege right there. Like, you could see it clear. Come on now.
Minorities is a great insult to the men and women who serve in law enforcement. And I want everyone to know who puts on the uniform of law enforcement every day.
Shitty head.
President Trump and I stand with you.
It brings me to, you know, the 8 minutes and 46 seconds that America witnessed, during which an American man was tortured,
definitely
and
hard to
killed
watch,
under the knee of an armed, uniformed police officer.
There's no excuse for what happened to George Floyd, and justice will be served. But there's also no excuse for the rioting and
When? Hopefully nothing happens to Donald Trump, because he just the way he's talking about the situation, very ignorant. I don't like it. I don't think a lot of people like it. So let's not hope anything happens to Donald Trump, seriously, even though the election is tomorrow, which today is November 2nd, you feel me?
that follow.
We need reform of our policing in America and our criminal justice system, which is why Joe and I will immediately ban chokeholds and carotid holds. George Floyd would be alive today if we did that.
You've refused to answer the question. Joe Biden has refused to answer the question. So I think the American people would really like to know, if Judge Amy Coney Barrett is confirmed at the Supreme Court of the United States, are you and Joe Biden, if somehow you win this election, going to pack the Supreme Court to get your way?
I'm so glad we went through a little history lesson. Let's do that a little more. In 1864.
Well, I'd like you to answer the question.
Mr.
Yes,
Vice President, I'm
please,
speaking.
very
I'm
fast.
speaking. We have it within our power in these next 27 days to make the decision about what will be the course of our country for the next 4 years.
We can debate vigorously, as Senator Harris and I have on this stage tonight. But when the debate is over, we come together as Americans.
Do we? That's the end of the video, man. But do we come together as Americans? Because right now, from all the videos I'm seeing Black Lives Matter being smashed by Trump supporters, by the Proud Boys. My fault. Proud Boys. You guys are not standing back or standing by. You guys are fully in effect right now. Calm down. Because obviously they know the results of the election when the rest of the world hasn't, but they're acting a little crazy for some reason. But thank you for watching my video. All of these little debates are important. Every 4 years you get them and you see the characters of presidents and vice presidents. You see the characters and what they stand for and what their character is. You feel me? So definitely go vote and stay humble.